So, why do society and the media seem to perpetuate the notion that men should avoid approaching women altogether? One plausible explanation could be that much of the media landscape is overseen by women aged 40 and above. In their quest to echo their preferences, they inadvertently discourage younger women who actually wish for men to initiate contact. Dating statistics. A recent Forbes article, drawing from the Pew Research statistics we've just discussed, sheds light on another intriguing facet of the dating world. It discloses that a substantial 57% of single adults in the US are not actively seeking to date. One of the leading reasons behind this phenomenon is their profound fear of approaching women. Furthermore, the article highlights that roughly 6 in 10 young men, defined here as those below the age of 30, report being single. In this context, young pertains to age rather than sartorial preferences. Just to clarify, in this modern era, it appears that Cupid's arrow is often met with disdain rather than longing. The days of being metaphorically struck by an arrow, leading to a whirlwind romance, seem to be dwindling. The statistics paint a rather bleak picture of the dating scene, especially among single men. Shift in dating dynamics. The landscape of romance has shifted significantly, with fewer single Americans actively seeking relationships or casual dates in comparison to 2019. This transformation is particularly noticeable among men, where the percentage dropped from 49% in 2019 to a mere 42% in 2022. Single men's interest in the dating game declined even further, plummeting from 61% to 50%. Single women also exhibited a decrease in their pursuit of love, albeit less pronounced, moving from 38% in 2019 to 35% in 2022. Interestingly, the type of relationship desired by single Americans varies notably by gender. A significant 19% of men expressed their desire for casual dates only, while fewer single women, around 15%, shared this sentiment. Instead, a substantial portion of single women, 41% compared to 25% of men, actively sought a committed romantic relationship. Delving into the digital realm, nearly half of single adults who were in pursuit of love ventured into online dating over the past year. To be precise, 45% of them embraced the virtual dating sphere, with a significant divide between different age groups. A whopping 53% of singles aged 18 to 49 embraced online dating, while 25% of those aged 50 and above explored this avenue. It's essential to recognize that these statistics, while illuminating, are derived from a specific sample at a particular moment in time. They do not serve as a universal truth applicable to every individual's dating journey. As you embark on a first date on Valentine's Day, remember not to point accusing fingers, exclaiming, "You are 7% likely to seek only casual intimacy." These statistics offer a glimpse into a complex and diverse dating landscape where age, gender, race, ethnicity, and geographic location only scratch the surface of individual intricacies. Men's connection crisis. These numbers, however, do tell a story about the challenges faced by today's generation of men. An NYU psychology professor suggests that we find ourselves amidst a connection crisis, with disconnection prevalent both within ourselves and within our interpersonal relationships. This disconnection appears to be worsening over time. Intriguingly, these male statistics stand in stark contrast to the 34% of women under 30 who assert their singledom, experiencing only a marginal pandemic-induced increase in this age group. One plausible factor at play here could be shifting interests among women, particularly as potential suitors of similar age seem to be less appealing, as observed by experts. In the face of this shifting landscape, many women may increasingly prefer brunch with friends over enduring another horrendous date. Challenges of approaching women. Approaching women in today's world often leads to scenarios drenched in humiliation, where men are promptly labeled as pervs or conveniently ignored, sometimes even subjected to social banishment. The root cause. Many men, in the eyes of women, are branded as predators or desperate individuals. Sure, women might extend a warm reception to someone they already know and desire to contact them, but that's a different ballgame altogether. The grim reality is that, for an unidentified man, approaching a woman comes with a slew of pitfalls. The looming spectre of social embarrassment, the spectre of being blatantly ignored, and the all-encompassing fear of rejection collectively make this endeavor seem a tad too dangerous. Just consider the average guy attempting to initiate a polite conversation with an unfamiliar woman. More often than not, the outcome is far from pleasant. In fact, it's downright embarrassing. There's this video I once stumbled upon where a man approached a lady in the most nonchalant, unassuming manner possible. But instead of a civil exchange, she chose to utterly humiliate him. In an apparent quest for giggles, attention, or maybe just a shot at viral fame, this woman shamelessly shared their interaction on social media, accompanying it with a fabricated tale labeling him as a weirdo. As I witnessed this cringe-worthy episode unfold, I couldn't help but wonder why any sane man would even consider approaching a woman these days. Men are finally waking up to the reality of the situation. They're no longer willing to invest their time and energy in interactions with women that seem futile. It appears that women aren't fully cognizant of how inherently biased the playing field is against men. They simply pursue their desires. Men are putting their foot down, refusing to tolerate unsupportive behavior from women any longer. This shift is happening in 2023, and I anticipate it will persist for the next decade. Subsequently, there may come a time when it's considered normal for men not to initiate interactions with women. Women will have to put in a genuine effort to capture a man's attention, securing the validation they once received effortlessly. Validation always seems to be at the core of women's motivations, and that's unlikely to change, irrespective of their independence, awareness, or liberation. They'll consistently seek validation from men and other women for their actions. Impact of the Me Too movement. Here's the predicament. Women expect men to approach them as they did in the past, but circumstances were different then. Men and women were more comfortable with their roles and identities. Men understood their responsibility to provide for women, while women knew they had to care for men and nurture families. During that era, it was customary for men to approach women, and women anticipated such approaches. If more women grasped this perspective, they might not lament the decline in men initiating conversations. The harsh reality is that the Me Too movement, unfortunately, had a substantial negative impact, fostering apprehension among men who now fear accusations of harassment in nearly 90% of their interactions. And that's it for today on Sigma Traits. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so you can be the first to know when my new video drops. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.